Good afternoon or good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? I'm your host, Peter Brown, and it's FMTV Weekly, pandemic version. I can't do the show alone, as you know, but it's hard to breathe in this thing, so let's bring on Uncle Ed. Say hi, Ed.
Guys, sorry I don't have my protection, Peter, like you do, but I'm glad you're taking care of yourself over there. Hopefully you won't infect anybody at home. So,
I wear this around the house all day long. I just sit and watch a TV like this, you know.
It kind of looks like underwear, man, or like a bra or something.
Can I wear it? It's kind of a jockstrap thing.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of that. But anyway, how's it going, Peter?
It's going well. This is kind of a cool thing, don't you think? I mean, MLS made these for like all the teams. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna get one. But hopefully they have a different color, man, because that kind of, I don't know. I don't like it too much.
All right. Yeah, no, there we go. I agree, Ed. I got a notification on just a notification popped up on my phone, so you guys saw that on the screen. Sorry about that. But hey, welcome to the show, everybody. A bit of a mess of an intro, but that's kind of what we do. So jump into the chat and wait a minute, Ed. What do you got in your hands?
Oh man, oops. That's remember we went to the All-Star game?
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, don't. I'm sure you have one of these, don't you? You went to the game with me.
Yeah, Ed. I went to several Orlando City games. I actually at one point had a flex pack where I bought a season kind of flex pack thing because we didn't have an MLS team. I wanted to go and watch some of the teams that came into town and watch them beat up on Orlando. And I got one of those cups, Ed. But you know what I did with it right after they gave it to me and I finished my beer?
Yeah.
Tossed it in the trash. I didn't bring it home and hold on to it like you.
Oh, I brought it home so I could burn it.
Oh.
All the supporters were going to eventually burn that sucker.
Eventually, I mean, it's been a while since we had the MLS All-Star game, and you still have it.
Well, I just found it right now, and I was like, oh, let me use it for, but I'll burn it, man. I'll burn it.
Oh, okay. I think we got a closet Orlando City fan here. Is what it is.
You're the Orlando City fan, man, because you're the one that had season tickets.
Yeah. Because we didn't have an MLS team, but we got one now. So I'm not. There's no purple in this house.
That was only because I had a beer. That's why I kept it.
All I'm hearing is excuses. That's all I hear.
Well, I'm all Inter Miami, man. So
I'm all excuses.
Inter Miami.
All right. let's. Yeah. I see that. Purple and pink. How's everybody doing in the chat? If you're watching and you're watching live, jump in the chat, say hello, and let's make this interactive. We've got a few things to talk about, but there's not a ton, so we definitely need your input here in the chat room. And we got a couple people in here at this time. Let's say hi to One World, One Goal, and Julio Enriquez is in there as well. So we're still need some people to jump into the chat.
Wow, look at that. No, One World, One Sport.
Eric Thomas just came in.
Julio Enriquez is on there, too. Well, those are the people that have, put something on the chat room. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that, I just haven't talked to us yet or whatever. But go ahead and do that, guys. If you guys have, questions, we're going to be talking about the start of the start of soccer. MLS. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, no, soccer was back. Football is back in Germany. And did you watch any of it, Ed?
I actually did watch a little bit of it, Peter, but don't we have to talk about somebody before we get into it?
What's that?
Caneswear.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's great. So thank you for that, Ed. And let's thank our sponsor, Caneswear. And the store is thinking about opening up pretty soon. So that's great. So you'll be able to go to the store soon. We'll let you know when that does happen, when they open it and it's safe and all that stuff. And we're probably going to do a video in the store, kind of showing how you could safely shop these days. But in the meantime, go to caneswear.com. This week there is no promo code, and that's because you just don't need one. Everything on the site all apparel is greatly marked down. I'm gonna go shopping, and I actually thank you for the birthday wishes in the chat. It was my birthday yesterday, and surprise, my father and stepmother gave me a Caneswear gift card. So now I got some money to spend on Caneswear.
Nice.
And
that's cool, man.
And
if you guys want, you guys could get Peter something because his birthday just passed.
It's so easy to buy me a gift card.
Exactly.
It's so easy. My dad lives in Ocala, and he bought me a gift card, and it was digitally delivered to me. You too can buy me a Caneswear gift card. That's a great idea.
It's the least you could do. Peter Brown, downtown Peter Brown. Come on.
Yeah. And you're helping out our sponsor, right? So you're helping out Caneswear, and Caneswear prepared a little video for us. Let's take a look at this little commercial.
Inter Miami fans, what's new at Caneswear and Davie? The all-new soccer balls are in. The new stress ball, perfect for having at your desk. We also have the new mini soccer ball, size number one soccer ball. Perfect for getting autographs, kicking around, practicing your skills. And finally, the big boy, number 5. Here it comes. Soccer ball number 5, the regulation size, number 5. And what else do we got at Caneswear, Ken? We've got all your Inter Miami wear, all your Inter Miami needs. We've got your jerseys. We've got your Beckham jersey. We've got the black authentic jersey, the white authentic jersey, the pink practice jersey. We've got t-shirts. We've got hats. We've got items for men, women, and kids. We've got baby items too. You want license plates, keychains, koozies, even scarves? Caneswear, Inter Miami Wear has you covered. Caneswear.com. Look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, thanks a lot to Caneswear. Fun little video there for you. They got some new soccer balls. They've got these balls right here. This is what we're talking about. Where's the here we go. This is what we're talking about here. And so go get one of these. You know what? I thought I set my phone up so I can't get notifications, and notifications are popping up. Sorry about that. So go and get yourself one of these balls. They got the big ones, the little ones, and then the stress ball too. The stress balls, these times everybody's a little stressed out. You might want a little stress ball with an Inter Miami logo on it.
Handy. I think I'm going to buy me one of those, Peter.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. But yeah, look, your notifications. I just saw we've got a little delay, and I just saw notifications come up on Peter's camera. So
yeah, sorry about that. I can't adjust it now. So hopefully, I thought I had found a way to make that not happen, but apparently it did. So hopefully, nothing too personal pops up. I think it was all FMTV. Here goes another one. So we're just gonna switch over to your camera, Ed,
okay.
And.
Gotta cover yourself, Don't want that.
I don't know what that is. So, Ed, tell us what we're going to talk about tonight.
Well, guys, if you don't know, the Bundesliga started this weekend, and unfortunately, my team, Werder Bremen. I used to live in Germany when I was in the army, and I used to go watch the Werder Bremen game. So that was kind of cool. And but they played tomorrow because they always have like a Monday game, like Monday Night Football. They've got it in the Bundesliga too. So I did watch one of the games, and I don't know if you got a chance to look at them, Peter, but I watched Dortmund versus Schalke, and man, they were sluggish. But once they got going, it's like Dortmund's like they're on fire, man. There's that kid he's a Norwegian Holland. He's really good, man, and he's tall, but he's got like a baby face. But that kid's got some future ahead of him, man. He was like destroying that everything. But like I was saying, you could notice they were a little sluggish in the beginning, and not having the fans around hurts. You could tell it's not the same. Were you able to watch anything?
I watched a little bit of. I'm trying to remember the second team. It was Mönchengladbach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who they're playing off the top of my head, but Mönchengladbach scored within like little over a minute.
They played against Frankfurt.
Okay, yeah, Frankfurt, and they scored really, really quick. I think pretty quick. If I remember correctly, it was 2-0. I know the first goal came within like a minute and a half. I only got to watch about 15 minutes of the game before I had to go and leave, and I had a very, very busy weekend, so couldn't watch a lot of soccer. Yeah. But it was cool to see the games. It was really cool to get a little feeling of what it might be like when MLS returns into empty stadiums. So the stadium was empty. You couldn't hear as much of the yelling and stuff on the field as I would want, because the announcers obviously cover that up a little bit. But it was still cool. You could still hear the coaches yelling at the players. It was a bit cavernous. One thing I thought was interesting is I'm watching the game getting ready to start, and in the stadium they're playing all the ribbon boards, and they've got the overhead video screens that are announcing the players. They have all this stuff that's playing to nobody, and I just thought it was interesting that they're going through the motions and presenting it. Now the ribbon boards, the field boards, the advertisements, that makes sense. But I'm talking about things that you don't see necessarily in the TV broadcasts that are meant for the fans in the stands, and they were playing those things. I thought that was really kind of interesting that they were doing that, and there was nobody there. Another thing I thought was interesting, Ed, is that they were the bench. The players on the bench were not sitting on the bench. They were sitting in the stands, in the first few rows, and like 2 or 3 seats in between each person. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. And one of the other things, I don't know if the game that you saw, they there were a lot of goals. In this game that I saw with Dortmund, they scored as well. And when they scored, they didn't hug. How they usually do.
I didn't even think about that when
they kept their distance, and it was kind of funny because when Holland scored, he was like celebrating by himself basically, and everybody was like far away from him. So it kind of like. I know what they're trying to do, but it kind of like takes away from it, It was.
I guess you don't have a choice, though. I mean, and I didn't even notice that because I did see the Gladbach in the goal. I didn't even really pay attention to the fact that nobody was hugging. That's an interesting observation, but it makes sense.
Yeah. So that was one of the things that I saw. One of the cool things that happened was after the game, the Dortmund they played in Dortmund. The players were acting like, the fans were there. They were doing all the cheers and, like they raised their hands and doing the thing that they usually do, I imagine, after every game. And and they interviewed one of the guys and they told him, hey, how did it feel? You guys were celebrating. He's like, well, how come you celebrated it, at the very end, like if the fans were there? And he was like, why not? It was like, and then he basically didn't say much. He, and the guy was like, oh, well, you were recognizing that the fans were there, are there, symbolically, and he's
I guess.
Yes. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, he didn't say very much. And then he left. It was kind of funny.
Or it's just what they do. It's like on autopilot.
Right. Well,
maybe.
Oh, well, I thought it was kind of cool that they did that. They were like, acting as if they were there. And it was kind of funny because I saw that like a month ago because, wrestling. I don't usually watch wrestling, but I happened to change the channels. And there it was because it's the only sport that was on.
Is that a sport, Ed? Is wrestling a sport? Is pro wrestling a sport? Or is it just, or is it strictly just entertainment?
It's entertainment. But they were the only ones that were really, on TV, and the only physical thing, I guess you could say. So, and I thought it was funny because they were also without fans. So, now, you get to see a game, how it's probably going to be with MLS.
Right.
We're going to get to see games where there's no fans in there. And like I said, the players were sluggish in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you need to have fans there, man. It's just not the same,
it's just what everybody's got to do, and it's something that here One World One Goal mentions. Too bad Claudio Reyna's son Gio got injured. He was supposed to start first time in Bundesliga. And by the way, I'm watching now along with you guys, watching NASCAR now along with you guys. Great to see sports. So NASCAR is up and running as well. No fans in the stands, of course. Fans don't impact the NASCAR, race. I mean, the drivers have they're not listening or hearing fans. That's purely for TV and the enjoyment of the spectators. But so that won't affect the sport. But it is curious at empty stadium if it affects the players in any way. I know you as a viewer don't really like the empty stands, but I wonder how the players feel. Does it affect, because, I'm sure, and you've heard things about like when you walk out onto a field filled with 60, 70,000 people and you just kind of get the chills, goosebumps or whatever, you feed off of that energy. And right now, it's going to feel more like a scrimmage than it would like an intense game.
Yeah, it was. That's how it felt a little bit. I mean, it's going to take a little bit getting used to, but I'll tell you what, it's better than nothing, because it was fun and especially the game that I saw, Dortmund. They scored 4. It was 4-0 on Schalke, and it was a good game. But you know what? One of the other things that I heard, we haven't seen the ratings for here in the States yet, but in Germany they were breaking records. They had like I don't know how many millions of viewers, which they usually don't have. But this is brand new. After all this time, people wanted to see soccer, and maybe it wasn't their hometown, but they wanted to see soccer. And you and I, we're soccer fans, so as soon as I heard the Bundesliga was starting, I was ready. I was like, all right, cool. But I was disappointed because the team that I followed back in the day, Werder Bremen, wasn't playing, man, until tomorrow. What the heck?
Oh, they play on Monday?
Yeah, they play on Monday.
Is that game going to be televised?
I'm not sure, man. But I know. I'm sure I could find it somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You can always find it nowadays, right?
Yeah, nowadays you can find it anywhere.
Yeah. Well, no, definitely. Even if you're not a fan of German soccer right now, if you're a sports fan, you may be tuning in, and especially if you're a soccer fan. So yeah, I can imagine the ratings got to be off the charts because they're the only. Are they? I think they're the only league in the world playing, right?
They're the only ones right now. I think
Bundesliga 2 is playing too.
It's going to start in June.
Okay. Well, that's just around the corner. It's not that far away. A couple weeks.
Yeah, but these guys are the first ones, so they're going to get all the attention. And you know what, Peter? Our friend Ted Sikowski, he's Polish.
Yeah.
And he's always telling me, dude, talk about Robert Lewandowski. He's the best number 9 there is out there. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? And today he scored, off of a penalty, I must add, his 40th goal in the Bundesliga. And he ties somebody that used to play for the Strikers. I wonder who. Do you know who it is, by any chance? A German guy?
Oh, yeah. Mueller.
Gerd Mueller. He tied Gerd Mueller's record, which is 40 goals, which is the most ever in the Bundesliga. There's still a whole bunch of games left, so he scored 40 goals now. He could probably reach 50 goals by the end of the season, I would imagine. Totally destroying Gerd Mueller's record of 40 goals. And you know what? This guy he's really good. And he's already, I think, 33 years old. I mean, he's up there already.
I don't think he's that old.
No? Well, we'll look it up.
I am exactly what I'm doing right now.
But he's
31.
Oh, okay. I thought he was older for some reason.
No, 31. So good age, because I know where you're going with this. He's a good age to come here.
Okay. All right. Hear me out, Peter.
Okay.
I know you're going to start saying for this reason and that reason he's not good, but save it up.
Why would I say he's not good?
Well, we'll get to it in a little bit.
All right.
Here's my point.
Do it.
He's up there in age. He might not be a star, a star for the rest of us, for Miami per se, because of the Latin people or whatever. But he's the number 9 that we're looking for. He's tall. He can score. He scores just about every time that he's got the ball, man. Almost every game. He's like Zlatan was last year.
Does he bring the excitement that Zlatan did? Is he vocal? Is he gonna light the media on fire? I don't know. I'm just curious.
Well, maybe that's I knew you were gonna come up with something like that. You always have to ruin my parade.
No, but I mean, you compared him to Zlatan. Zlatan was something on the field and off the field.
Well, because Zlatan, yeah,
he's unique.
Yeah, he is. I was
good and bad.
The reason I was comparing is because he could score a lot of goals.
Yeah, right.
Like Zlatan.
Right.
So this guy would be a goal scoring machine.
Okay, but
and that's something that we need right now.
What does his contract look like? I mean, how much more on his contract is there? How much longer is he going to be at Bayern? And what are the possibilities? Is he interested?
Well, who wouldn't want to come to Miami, Peter Brown? Think about it.
It's not about. I mean, it's all about the Benjamins, right?
The dead presidents, they're dead, but they count.
Yeah, a lot.
But I didn't do my research, Peter. I didn't do my research. I should have checked to see if his contract was up.
Yeah.
But
it would be. It sounds like an exciting player to have here. Exciting player. I mean, we want someone to light the league on fire. I mean, he definitely can score a lot of goals. He's proven that. So he's still young enough to put in a good 2, 3, 4 years here.
Bring in the Polish community.
Is there a Polish community in South Florida? Right. There's one guy.
Yeah. So, well, that's the thing that I thought you were gonna bring up.
And we got that one guy already, so we don't need to give Ted a player. He's coming anyways.
Right. He's going anyway. He's going to watch the games no matter what.
So,
but that's the other thing that we were talking. That you're talking about. Okay, he can score goals, but is he going to be a magnet for the press?
Okay, hang on. We got Jason Weiss. Jason Weiss is saying, I'd rather have someone that produces results than a big name that's well past his prime. So, Jason, are you saying that Lewandowski, if I'm saying his name right, which is probably not, is past his prime? I mean, he's still scoring goals. I don't know. I don't watch him a lot. So I don't watch a ton of German soccer, mainly because I normally don't have those channels. I'm a cord cutter, right? So I've got ESPN Plus. If it's on ESPN Plus, I watch it. If not, I really don't. I do have like one of those like trial packages with Sling right now, like for a free week, and that's how I saw the game this week. But so I don't see a lot of German soccer. I think they are going to ESPN Plus next year, so I'll be able to watch a lot next year. But this year it doesn't help me. So, anyways, is he over the hill?
A lot of people have said that before, but man, he's a scoring machine. Look at him.
Seems to be.
It's not the English Premiership, but the Bundesliga is pretty good, man.
I like the Bundesliga a lot.
They're up there. I like them too. I watch them out a lot. Though Bayern was, dominating most of the years, which I think they played today too.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. That's Lewandowski scored 2-0. They won over Berlin. So. A lot of people are saying that he's starting to get up there in age. That's why I thought he was older. But if he's only 31, I think he'd be perfect. Will he sell jerseys though, Peter?
I don't know. That's a big name on the back. That's really long. It's gonna cover a lot of space. So you're gonna have to do that wrapping around.
It's bigger than that. So.
Yeah.
It's covering. It's going to cover the whole thing.
It's funny. As I said, it's a big name. Have you watched any of the 96 MLS games, 1996 MLS games that they've recently been putting on YouTube and all that kind of stuff? Have you watched any of those?
I've watched a couple of them. I watched the final,
okay,
because we had El Tanque Hurtado
right
on the Spanish show a couple weeks back. Yeah. And so I watched that game to see how it was, and I enjoyed it.
Okay, but forget about the game. Let's talk about letters and jerseys, because that's the important stuff. The letters for the names on those original MLS jerseys were so gigantic that a player like Lewandowski, his name would have gone from, say, the one armpit circling around to another armpit on your back. I mean, it would have been like, because they did this arch type of thing instead of a flat. There were some players that had long names.
See, that's flat.
Yeah, and that's how we do it nowadays. But in MLS in 1996, they didn't. They curved it, and it was ridiculous because some of the names that were long would go like this. It was so funny, and I'm watching the game and I enjoyed the game as well. But I couldn't get over how if you had a long name, you look like a fool.
I hear you.
All right, good thoughts there, Ed. Thanks. Thanks for that. Thanks for that support.
No, well, that could be an issue right there. I mean, yeah, definitely.
Not nowadays.
He covers a lot of space there.
Oh, one goal says I have a drink sponsor. No, not yet. This is just something I have. We were real close to having a drink sponsor, but then the pandemic happened.
Stupid pandemic.
Yeah, maybe we can make that happen in the future.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Because I need to have something. I need to drink stuff, man. I mean, you're drinking beer.
No, there's a local company down here that had reached out to us and wanted to do something. But again, once all the bars shut down, you can't ask anybody to do anything like that. So, yeah. But no, not a sponsor. Just enjoying myself a Funky Buddha hard seltzer. Yeah. So my wife picked this up. When she said she got Funky Buddha, I thought it was beer, but she got the hard seltzer instead because she knows.
I saw Funky Buddha. I was like, man, you got hooked up. You did beer, but no.
No, it's hard seltzer. Everybody's doing the hard seltzer now. All this White Claw stuff, all this flavored seltzer water. Everybody's doing it, and so it's a little bit healthier. And it's less calories. And I'm very concerned about my girlish figure. So, yeah, got to keep trim.
Well, you are pretty trim, man. Because I saw some pictures. Well, no, most of the pictures I put up of you this week, telling people that it was your birthday, you were already on the skinny side.
Yeah.
I should have put some before from last year.
That's funny my daughter pulled up a picture, and I don't remember why, but we were looking at houses this weekend, and she pulled up a picture of me from 6 months ago. Well, maybe a little bit longer, but it was definitely maybe late 2019 or something like that. And I was a family photo, and you don't realize how heavy you are until you look back at pictures. And it's like, holy cow, I was a fat tub of lard.
Yeah, I saw some pictures, and I spared you, Peter Brown, because I could have put some pictures there, man.
I don't care.
It was like,
it is what it is. I don't care.
I was nice to you.
I don't mind. But no, yeah, I lost a bunch of weight, and so yeah, I drink stuff like this now, so I can have a little alcoholic beverage and still stay trim. So, anyways, okay, so Jason Weiss was really referring to more names like David Silva. He's not interested in David Silva. Those are the over the hill players that he's not interested in seeing.
Okay, well, yeah, David Silva he also plays the same position that Pizarro does, and that's one of the things that we beat around for the past couple of weeks, that we've always been saying, no, we can't have another number 10. But I mean, they could, but we'd rather they not.
Yeah, well, because then you're asking one of your DPs to play out of position, right? So you're gonna push one of them up or side somehow. You're gonna push Pizarro to the wing, or you're gonna move him up, or vice versa. So why play him out of position if you don't have to? Just get the player you need.
That's the truth, Ruth. But
unless it's the player that is going to be the linchpin of marketing as well, because you can't look past that. The stuff that happens on the field is the most important, but marketing is so important as well. So when you got someone like Zlatan, he checked off both boxes so magically. I mean, he was a quote machine, right? So he was entered and he scored goals. He may not have been the best teammate. The team wasn't necessarily better because he was on there, but he was a fun to watch. So if they ended up coming across a player like that was going to work for you on both of those fronts and still was a number 10, then you may go for it and say, I'm sorry, Pizarro, you're going to have to move to the wing. But unless he's that perfect combination, get us a number 9.
Well, one of the things that I liked when we were in, I wasn't in Tampa. No, you were in Tampa, and I saw the games on TV for some reason. They played Lee Win with Pizarro at the same time, and they basically both played the same position.
Well, what they did in that game is they pushed Pizarro more up top. I mean, but in those preseason games, Pizarro played wherever Pizarro wanted to play. Basically, he was everywhere on the field except for defense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of liked what I saw. So
yeah.
Like, so
it can work.
Could work out. And I think he scored, didn't he? He scored. Lee, I think, sent a pass to him and he scored.
He set him up nicely. Yeah.
So, that's always a possibility. But I heard the players Inter Miami players are starting to practice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you see?
We heard that there was an injury actually too. It wasn't in practice. So, everybody is in one world, one goal. We'll get to your question in a second. We they had the solo training and all that, and one player was not participating in that, and apparently he's injured. So he didn't get injured during the trainings. He got injured, I guess, in home training, and that's Nico Figal. So that's bad.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like, and our friend Franco Panizo wrote an article on SBI Soccer, so go check that out. Just commenting on the news details. But it sounded like it could be a short-term injury, so hopefully it is, and he gets back out there because he, it's like I don't know how many people get super excited about a defender. You get most excited about attacking players, but he was a defender that you could get excited about. He was a lot of fun to watch, and so we got to get him healthy.
Well, yeah, you interviewed somebody that was mentioning that was always that talked about defense, and we rarely look at defense, but Nico Figal, it was Nico Cantor,
right?
That
you're right.
About. And Nico was saying that he always he thinks that defenses are the ones that win the championships, and that could be true if you got a solid defense. But most of the teams in MLS, they don't have solid defenses. That's why there's a lot of goals.
Yeah.
And Nico Figal is an aggressive player who we've seen in the past couple of games. He plays well. He has good possession for a defender. So it would suck if his injury is
if he's out long term.
Yeah, because we'd miss him a lot in the back.
Yeah. Hey, so they we talked a little bit about this in our news video. So Thursday, I did not do midweek live, and I think we're going to take a break on that and try to get back to doing those news videos, as short news videos on, and we'll do them on that Thursday because that seems to be a good time to do that, since we got the Spanish on Tuesday, give a little break and breathing room, and then do the news on Thursday. So we went into some good detail on the Thursday's news. If you haven't seen that, go check that out, where we talked about this is like phase one of the individual solo training, and then soon the plan on doing small group trainings. But they also plan on doing some of this very soon up in Orlando, which that's what one world, one goal had said. Peter, what do you think that MLS stole your idea of having all teams play in Orlando at your favorite place at Disney? So they stole my idea, Ed.
Sure did,
They're
man.
going
We've
to
been
Disney.
talking about this for a long time, and sure enough, they must have been listening, Peter, because they stole that idea from you.
Well, I mean, it wasn't all that original idea. MLS games have been played there. Preseason matches. There was preseason tournaments. There's space. The MLS All-Star game. What?
Plenty of hotels.
Yeah, and that's just it. Is the hotels are empty. So Disney has tons of hotels. They could put them in. I in the news video I showed a picture of All Star Sports, which is their lower budget hotels, but I just put it there because it's sports, right? And it's close to the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex where the games would be held. So it kind of makes sense. But if you want to put them in luxury, heck, the Grand Floridian, it's a little bit more of a drive, but they got buses. They got tons of unused buses in Disney. So you want to go give them some luxury hotel, put them in the Grand Floridian or the Polynesian or something like that. Open up one of these big, super luxury hotels so the players enjoy their time there. Why not? There's tons of, these are beautiful hotels. Players will have a good time staying in them, resorts and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, they're doing their work at a facility that is well equipped. ESPN, keep in mind, ESPN Worldwide, the complex, Wide World of Sports complex, has hosted MLS teams during their spring training. I think the Braves have played there, so they're well equipped to house professional sports teams and host games. So it makes sense. There's enough space for everybody. And you could keep them locked down. And like I said, as a kind of a joke in the video, if they wanted to open up one of the theme parks and let the players blow off some steam and ride some rides, maybe they could do that too. I doubt they would, but why not?
Yeah, they need to test them out before they open up for the public.
Don't test them out. Don't test a ride out on our players if there's any issues of getting somebody injured, right?
Those things are probably rusty. They need to get in there, WD-40 or whatever.
Yeah. We'll put them on Small World where our guys are nice and safe.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's a safe one. I don't think anybody's going to get injured.
Nobody's getting injured. Well, it's funny you say that. There was a young girl years ago that got her head crushed on that Small World ride.
Wow.
Yeah, because dummies, they say don't stand up in the boat. They say don't stand up in the boat, and you got dummies that let their kids, kids will do what kids are going to do. Somebody lets their kids stand up, they fall off, and then the boats eventually kind of come together and crush this girl's head. I don't remember if she lived or died. That was years ago.
Wow, dude, that's sad, man. Why do you have to bring that up now?
Hey,
now I'm all depressed.
You want random Disney facts? I got them.
You got them. They're all you. Oh wow, Peter. That was a doozy right there. Anything else on the chat? Let's see. Sounds good.
Here's one from James Davies. He says, heard a rumor from Spain that Inter Miami are looking into Carlos Bacca. Anyone else heard that or just me? What do you think about that, Ed?
I haven't heard about it, but I'm going to definitely look it up because that's an interesting player right there. He's still kind of young, I think. So I got to look it up, Peter, but I'll have information for Tuesday, I guess.
All right.
If you guys want to listen to the Spanish show, we'll hablar mucho fútbol there.
Okay. All right. Bien.
Good. All right.
And Jason Weiss is also commenting, saw that Carranza was back training. Any news on his condition? Everything we heard is he's good. He's good to go. He's had his time to heal, and I think he's good to go.
He's ready to go, man. So I'm excited about that because he's a striker that we might need.
Well, the thing is about Carranza is what people had said was that he's not the DP, right? He's not the young DP Pellegrini is. But you wouldn't know that by the way he plays. Everybody that saw the team when they were brand new and nobody really knew who anybody was, they thought he was the young DP.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
So he apparently showed really, really well before the injury. So that's exciting news.
Well, yeah, I can't wait to see the full team. If Figal gets better, hopefully no injuries. I think the only person that we're not going to probably see in the first game is Torres. Since
right.
He got the red card.
Right.
I don't know how many games he got suspended for though, but
I think it was probably just one if it's a red. I mean, I don't know if they got added anything onto it. It's funny is I was actually just watching one of those older ESPN games on ESPN Plus, and it was I don't even remember what year it was. It was Seattle versus Portland, and Torres was playing there when he had his wild hair and all that stuff, beating up people in that game.
Yeah, he's a tough guy.
Yeah,
kind of cool though.
All right, so two other comments here. Daniel Fonte says, I heard that Lucas Vasquez from Real Madrid wanted to play in MLS. Think he'd be a good fit in Miami?
And they talk about just about everybody's been mentioned.
Everybody.
Chris Arjun is he's talking about Gareth Bale. There's another player right there from Madrid to Miami. He's also up there in the age. What do you think about Gareth Bale?
I don't know how old is he. I don't know his age, but he's a great player. I mean, is he still got anything left? I mean, I don't know what has his productivity been this past year.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing as well as as when he first came in. He apparently he might be on the down, so MLS might seem like a good option for him.
So he is only 30, so that's good. He's still got some years left in him. Yeah. Even if he's on
a year in his contract though,
still has a year left.
If I'm not mistaken.
So even if he's on the downturn of his career, that's his La Liga career, right? I mean, MLS is not La Liga. He could still tear up MLS.
Right.
He'd be fun to watch.
Well, if anybody wants to follow a blueprint, go the Zlatan way. Everybody thought that was the end of his career, and he just tore it up over here. And look at him now; he's in Italy.
Okay, so we're hearing that he's about to turn 31, so he'll be 31 soon. So it's still good age. And Daniel Fonte says Gareth Bale would take the league by storm, but if healthy and committed to the club. That also, the committed to the club, Chris Arjun writes, Arjun says, Bale would love the golf courses. So I don't want a player come in here for the golf courses. I mean, that's fine on your off days, but that cannot be your motivation because then you're not taking it serious.
Well, that's the problem with some of these older players.
Yeah.
If they come over here, if they're going to be committed to the team,
Yeah.
they just think this is going to be another vacation. And that's one thing that
this organization won't stand for that. I feel pretty confident that with our coaching staff and our front office, they're not going to bring in a player that's not buying into winning a championship and giving all they got. I think we're pretty good. We got a little bit of insurance policy there with our people that are getting players. I think we're in good shape there. So if he doesn't present well, that he's all in and he's going to give everything, I don't think they'll bring him in. They'll interview him if he's possible, if he's on their radar, right? If they're considering it.
Well, they're talking about Arturo Vidal also. There were rumors about him also wanting to come over here. He actually, I think it was him who put a picture with the Inter Miami logo in the back. They made him take it down. So
did they?
They did.
Who made him take it down?
Well, I don't know if they made him take it down, but he took it down a few hours after.
Because Inter Miami can't make him take it down, can they? I mean,
no, I'm sure his team did. Though.
Okay, yeah. Because I mean, we put up Inter Miami logos all the time. We don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, his team would do it. Yeah, his team wouldn't like that. Sure,
so
makes sense.
I'm sure they probably called him up and said, "Hey, buddy, we saw that, and take it down."
Yeah.
So, but he's got a cool look, man. He's got that what's it called, that punker look going.
Mohawk. Got the mohawk.
Yeah. Like when you had back in the day, Peter Brown.
I never had a mohawk. I had a lot of hair though, and I'm getting there again, man. I need a barber, man. I'm not as cool like you. Like you could just shave, right?
I shave my own head. What I got to do something about my beard. It's getting too big. I don't know if you noticed. I went to Inter Miami to help out with that. They were giving out some food.
I did, and a picture of that is in our thumbnail.
Oh yeah, well yeah, and you could see that my beard's sticking out.
Yeah.
So. A lot of people have sent me messages. Hey, man, that's you need a.
That's a disease carrier right there.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, dude. As soon as I got home, I took a shower, but I think I
want to see you clean shaven.
You've never seen me clean shaven?
I don't know. It's been a long time. I'm not sure. Sure.
I've got pictures. I'm gonna have to.
Well, I've seen you post some pictures of you in the military, which that looks like a totally different person. I don't even know I'm not even sure if you're posting pictures of yourself.
That's me.
That's a much better looking person. I think you're posting pictures of.
That's me, man.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if I believe that, but I would like to see this version of Uncle Ed clean shaved.
Oh man, I'm gonna Did you ever see that movie? Was it called Powder? I think.
Yeah.
It was that guy that was like.
Do your eyebrows too.
I almost don't have any.
I know you don't have much to begin with.
So I'm almost there. I just put some tape on them, peel them off, and
you're good to go.
Right there.
You could do that for Halloween.
Oh, dude, I was Dr. Evil.
Yeah,
for Halloween.
I know.
So, I shaved my beard back then.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we could look at those pictures. I remember those pictures.
Yeah. But I might do it again because it's if this thing continues, I think I got to be safe.
All right, yeah. Here's an interesting thought, and I don't agree with, but Oswell83 says we need a number 10. Fire. Win his next game for Inter Miami. We don't need a number 10, really. We got a number 10.
We got a 10. We got Pizarro. He's our number 10. So, but like a lot of these players that people are mentioning, Vidal, he basically plays a number 10.
Yeah.
Alexis Sanchez is probably the only one that could play as a 9 or an 11, but I don't know about Alexis Sanchez though. I think he's on the down, big time. I think.
Some love here for you, Uncle Ed. You still look good, Chi Ed. No worries.
Oh shucks, go on.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
I don't get those very often, so
No,
we can get no, not anymore.
Ah, why not?
But yeah, look, we're talking about wingers. Supposedly Pellegrini's a winger, right?
Well, he is a winger. He's supposedly good. That's the question. It's still so early to talk about Pellegrini. The games that we saw so far, like especially the preseason, I was not impressed. Yeah. I thought the guy gave a lot of effort. He ran all over the field, but wasn't that productive. And then in the first two games, maybe a little bit better. but not DP better, right? So you know what would be interesting is you know what I think this idea had been floated around by somebody else, but potentially using, say, TAM money to buy down Pellegrini's contract so that he's not a DP, and then we could bring in 2 more DPs.
Interesting.
Because he's not playing at DP level right now. So he can still make his DP money, but paying it down with some TAM money that's still available as a possibility. But, that's interesting. Bori Gulano says we need a winger to challenge Pellegrini. That's a good point. Somebody to be nipping at his heels a little bit to make him get better.
Yeah. Well, they still have 2 spaces available.
Yeah. One is a DP.
Number 9.
Yeah.
The numbers are still available for those 2. And, you know, the number 9, because they usually give a number 9 the number 9. But, you know, the 8 could go for any position.
Sure.
Whatever position that they want. We've got defensive midfielders. We have a few of them. So, I don't know what position they might get a winger, man. Think about it.
It's not a bad idea. You know, somebody, maybe Pellegrini, maybe it needs to be the other way around. We bring in a bigger name or better player, a better winger, maybe more seasoned winger, and let Pellegrini learn behind him. I don't know. But they paid a lot of money for Pellegrini, so you need him on the field. But there are 2 wings. We could put one on the other side. There are 2 wings. We don't have to only replace Pellegrini.
Birds can't fly with only 1 wing.
Yeah.
Or a heron.
So
it's not going to work. So we need the other wing.
Yeah, so you could put him. We could get somebody on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, look, and One World One Goal is also saying, ironically, number 23 is still available. Beckham could suit up.
Oh, there you go. Are they gonna do like some teams do and retire a number that makes no sense to retire?
Right now, they shouldn't retire anything.
So imagine, it's like when the Miami Heat retired Michael Jordan's number, which is 23, right? Which makes no sense. Why would the Miami Heat retire Jordan's number? Doesn't make any sense at all. So we could do something similar here. Retire Beckham's number, which makes almost a little sense just because he's an owner, but he never played here, so you shouldn't retire his number. But I don't know. Just a thought.
Wow, interesting. But let's talk a little bit about, the team they've been doing a couple of shows. We talked a little bit about that last week. They've had a lot of good content lately, and I just wanted to give them a shout out because I like what they've done. I came on the video too since we were giving out food.
Oh, did you? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I came on. Peter, you don't keep up with our team?
Ed, I told you I've been busy.
There's an app, man. Why were you busy, Peter? Come on, tell us.
I am shopping for a house. So I've pretty much, I've close to selling this one and so I'm looking for a house. So I've been very, very busy.
Oh, wow, man. So that's all right. So you're kind of justified, but still, Peter, it's on your phone, man.
Yeah, but I'm still looking at houses or driving to houses.
App.
I just haven't had time. I haven't had time.
And you make the wife drive.
No, then I get motion sickness.
Oh,
I'm that kind of annoying person.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, our drive to Tampa, you were like you had to look straight because you were getting sick or whatever.
And like I'm okay in the passenger seat on a highway for sure. It's not a big deal, but stopping and going in city traffic, oh man, I'll be a mess.
Wow, man, that's unless you're driving.
Right. When you're driving, for some reason that you don't get those effects. I don't know, maybe because you're holding on the steering wheel. I don't know, but that's what happens when you get old, Ed. Year older, so that's what happens.
Yeah, man. How's it feel to almost be 60, man?
Yeah, 51. It feels great.
Wow, man. Yeah, everybody's been telling me, man, dude, you look older than Peter. I'm like, what the hell, man?
For real?
It's plastic surgery.
No, genetics.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, look at my father is 81, and he looks like he's 61. So good genetics.
Wow, I haven't seen your father.
No, I know that. But,
I got to see a picture.
So now everybody is just throwing up every name. I mean, we've talked about Griezmann. Griezmann, remember that superstar. He's publicly said that he wanted to be on the team. So now it's like we're at that point where we're just naming every name, right?
That's not happening for a while, though.
No, and he'd be fun. He'd be great, and he definitely liked his time here. He did some things with the Miami Dolphins when he was hanging out in Miami. But just because these players come to Miami and hang out in Miami does not mean we're going to get them. But it'd be fun. He'd be good for sure. But yeah, we're at that point now. We're just like throwing every name out there. I don't care right now about the DP. That is important, but I just want to see games with or without the new DP. I just want MLS back in action, and with them going to potentially, because it's not a done deal, but potentially going to Orlando and playing this tournament where we'd see some games, and it would be very similar to the Bundesliga game. Actually, even worse, though, because the Bundesliga game is in a stadium, right? And the one in Orlando won't be a stadium. They're fields they've got some stands on the side, but they're very small. It's going to feel like a USL game. It's going to look like a USL game, basically.
Yeah.
So
in the stands, they're small.
Yeah,
it's a small stand, and nobody's going to be in them anyway. So
it's fine. It's just going to look different. It presents differently. But curious about the German league. So I assume they're not doing it in just one or two locations. Everybody's traveling to like a normal situation, just empty stadiums?
Yeah. I've seen clips because I only saw one game. I've seen clips, and it looks like they're all traveling.
So they're all playing it at one of the team's home stadiums?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how they're doing it. It's something I should have looked up. Maybe they're concentrated in one place, and every team is concentrated in one place so that they won't, get sick.
Yeah, but they still got to travel. So I don't know. It's interesting traveling to hotels and stuff like that. So whereas in Orlando there wouldn't be any traveling, and the interesting part of the Orlando possibility is that the first week it's kind of like a quarantine. So everybody would still, for the first week, they would still do solo practicing, and it's kind of a quarantine type of thing. And then they wouldn't do their like small group training until like a week later. So. It's
you know what? I had watched since we talked about Franco Panizo. He actually put something up about Jefferson Farfan, who is a Peruvian attacker who plays in Russia. He came out positive for.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
that's a shame.
I don't know what that's going to do for the Russian league. That might set them back a little bit.
Yeah, they're not going to be Russian to play.
They sure won't.
Dad jokes.
Oh man, we need some music. We need some special effects, Peter Brown. Come on, that would have been a good drum roll one.
Oh, how about this one?
You're Russian, yeah. I thought it was funny. That's why Peter. He's not just a Dorkosaurus. He's a Dorkosaurus Rex.
I got the Rex. All right, good. And, as we're wrapping up the show, we're kind of coming to the end. I agree with Oswell83 here. I missed you, MLS, Inter 2020 Fiesta. We miss you, MLS. We miss you, Inter Miami. And I agree with you, Ed. I kind of glossed over a little bit the fact that Inter Miami is putting out good content. I haven't been watching all of it because of my schedule, but I really, really do appreciate the fact that they're doing it. We've been asking them to do it. They're doing it now. They're doing pretty good, fun shows. I did see one where they have two fans on the show, although one of the fans that I saw looked very uninterested in being there. He's a young guy. He just kind of slouching, didn't look like he was mumbling his words. I was like, get a better fan.
Kind of like, remember Robbie when they announced his name and he looked like he wasn't
he wasn't into it. He didn't look like he was into it. This guy, maybe it's an age thing, but this one fan was just like, he didn't seem like, it's like, look, dude, they asked you. You could have said no. He didn't look like he wanted to be there, but I'm sure he did. But they're putting out good content, and I like it. So the team is doing a good job. Kaylin Kyle is doing well hosting that stuff. So, good job on that. But Ed, speaking of putting up content, we are putting up some new content on Tuesday. You and Ricky Ricardo are doing a Spanish show. Tell us who you guys are going to be talking to.
Yes, we are on Tuesday at 9:15 p.m. Just so you guys know,
okay.
We're taking an extra 15 minutes there because
so you can get back.
I get off of work and I get there at about that time. I I get here at about 9.
Okay.
So, just so I won't be in a hurry because,
Sure.
I got to clean up a little bit or whatever. But we've got a guest. It's Edison Mendez. He's an Ecuadorian player. He played in Europe. He played in Mexico. He's the only Ecuadorian player to have played in 3 World Cups. So he's going to be on with Ricky Ricardo and myself on Tuesday at 9:15 p.m. live. Don't miss it, guys. It should be a good show.
All right. I will definitely try to check that out as well. I like to tune in for a little bit, even though I don't understand it. But see, you guys are doing a great job in the Spanish show. So any of our people that are watching today that you're bilingual, definitely check that out. You guys are getting some unique guests. So reaching deep into that Ecuadorian connection you guys have.
Yeah, man. We've got that Ecuadorian connection thing going. So the last one we had was Eduardo Tanque Hurtado, who played for in MLS. Edison hasn't played in MLS, but he's played in Mexico. So we're gonna pick his brain a little bit about that and his thoughts on Major League Soccer as well.
All right, Ed. Everybody, make sure you tune into that, and also tune in on Thursday. I will hopefully have a news video up. If it for whatever reason I don't, please understand. I'm trying to buy a house, so things change. Schedule's a little bit loose right now, so things change on a dime right now. So, but we're gonna continue to put out some fun content for you this week. And as we do that, make sure you go to caneswear.com and buy your Inter Miami stuff. Go right now. Just go to the website and check out all the sale items they have. I know they had the jersey was I don't know. Was it it was really, I don't want to give a number. It was greatly discounted. It was really, really greatly discounted. I think I may use my $50 gift card and just buy the jersey, and I'll have to just put out a little bit of extra money out of my pocket. But I think that's it's a good time. If you didn't buy a jersey, it's a good time to go and buy one now. And plus they have the balls. They've got these things right now. So these are fun. And I use it as a prop, but it's a real ball. You can go kick it around and have some fun. So go to caneswear.com. Thanks so much to them. And Ed, I think I will see you next week.
Sounds good. See you.
All right, guys, tune in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we really, really appreciate you guys hanging out, watching. Everybody in the chat room, you were awesome. And we'll see you next week. See ya, guys.